Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Piscean people. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my good friends. What's happening, my guides? Talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Pisces, gang? In late November, Sadness season, what energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces, gang. What's happening? What energies do we got going? What's around us? What's the vibe? Let's get this card out here for my good friends. Oh, okay, there we go. Nice and quick. Now, yeah, this kind of fits in with the reading I was picking up last week, and it makes sense. This is a bit of a daydreamy type of energy. It could be someone reminiscing quite a bit as well. There's also undertones of talking and communicating whenever I see this card. So there's layers to it. I don't feel like this card is like all up in your face aggressive, but there's like layered messages. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So the imagery here, subtle. We see this lovely lady and she has her eyes closed. She's holding a locket. So it does kind of imply someone who's like doing a lot of thinking, daydreaming, reminiscing. And hey, that's what us Pisceans are known for, right? We have a very rich imagination. So it could just be that for some Pisces out there. Like you might want to put that energy to good use. I see that often in the front end of our readings. But notice there's a baby doll down there, there's letters, so there could be something around communication or the past coming back around, which was really the big basis of the reading last week, whether it's situations or individuals. There's something about the past affecting the present, and we're going to want to look into that further for sure. Now, I don't want to understate how important these letters floating around are, because it could be someone that really wants to get something off their chest. For any Pisces out there that are writers, whether songwriters or poets or writers in general, there's a great energy around drawing from past experience. But we're going to see, maybe some of you are just reminiscing. I know we're getting close to the holiday season, but we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for you, Pisces. What's going on, my guides? And while we get the deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Like I mentioned, a lot of last week's reading did speak about and mention returns of different sorts. The reading was titled A Big Return. Okay, so once again, whether you're returning somewhere or a situation's popping back up or even an individual, that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks, especially since we're seeing on the front end of this week's reading. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get you 3 cards to start. What's going on for Pisces, gang, please? What do we got here in late November for Pisces? Thank you. Cool. Whoa, all right. So we're starting out with double aces. That's huge. That doesn't often happen. So we have the Ace of Wands in position number 1. These both popped out together. And for anyone new here, I only read jumpers, right? I do my shuffles and then I read the jumpers. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. This looks very, very promising, my friends. Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. Thank you. And the Magician, cool. So the Magician must be tied in with all the water placements this week, because I've been seeing this Magician nonstop. There's an extremely powerful magnetic energy around Pisces this week, I'm telling you, because just the way I feel like the energy's pulling already, and I didn't even start going intuitive yet. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, I like what's going on. We got some wands, which is fire. We have earth, which is the earthy pentacles. That's a good grounded energy. And we have the Magician on the back end, the master of all elements, universal karmic energy here, big manifester. And notice it's like the Magician's pulling this stuff towards him. I really like how this energy feels to me initially. And I also want to mention that in my style, When I look at the wands and the pentacles, to me, they represent the outer world, whereas the wands are the world of action, force, moving things. The pentacles represent home, family, career. So it's like the outer world as opposed to the inner. So we're going to want to see how this all plays out. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build on it, though. So position number one, we're starting with the Ace of Wands. These two cards share quite a bit in common. Now, the Ace of Wands, fire suit, I already mentioned it. And I always say all aces to me represent offers, they represent opportunities, and they can also be cards of communication. Interesting, in that very first card, that lady had the letters floating around. So there could be something here around talks, messages, or communication already, especially since there's a double down of the ace energy. Now, the Ace of Wands can speak about your inner energy, your vitality. Make sure you're taking care of your health and well-being in this time, mind, body, and soul, the whole nine. To me, this is very fired up. So if you're usually the chill type of Pisces, you might be a little more amped to get something done. You might be a little more amped to throw your energy towards something. You might be a little more aggressive when this card is out. And it also connects to the libido. I'm just throwing that in there. So take from that whatever you will, my friends. It's a good energy and there's a confidence to it. But in the challenge, it can be unpredictable, right? As with all fire cards. They could be fiery, they could be aggressive, they could be a little unpredictable. Now, I like this extra because as we move forward, we have the Ace of Pentacles, a lot of similar themes, but they show up in a different way. Whereas like this one could be unpredictable and it's moving things. The challenge of the Ace of Pentacles is that it could be too grounded. So notice it's like the energy is, it's pushing, it's moving. It's like this magician is like pulling things to it. Now, the Ace of Pentacles to me, again, offers opportunities, talks, conversations, the whole nine. It is a golden opportunity from the universe when I see it. And you see that hand holding it out. It's like, here, it's here for you, Pisces. You just got to meet the universe halfway to collect it. So I feel for a lot of Pisces in this time, there's going to be tons of offers, opportunities, and things to improve. Now, what the big issue with all aces is that they're not guaranteed. Right? When you see all these aces, when you see pages, it's energy that has a ton of potential, but it's not guaranteed. If you don't make the proper action in time, this energy can go away, right? And sometimes you can't take all the opportunities. So Ace of Pentacles as well, like I mentioned, it's earthy. So whereas this one could be a little unpredictable, the Ace of Pentacles could be a little too predictable. It could be a little too grounded. Whereas the Ace of Wands is moving too fast. This one's moving a little too slow. So there could be something that you just need to balance out a little better. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Magician, my friends. And you see the Magician there standing in front of the desk, has all the elements showing up here. I already mentioned, master of all elements. The Magician has the universal sign, the infinity sign above their head. So this is a card that is very karmic in nature. It's universal. And it is the biggest card of manifestation and creation. So when I see the Magician pulling all this energy towards it with all these aces, I'm highly optimistic. Just know, and I know Pisces are generally very spiritual at baseline, those energies could be heightened. Just know that what it is you're focusing a lot of your energy towards, you're going to make it happen one way or another. There's a huge potential to really pull a lot towards you. So just keep that in mind as you go throughout the week. Watch what you're focusing on in this time. That could be very important. Now, another thing I do say about the Magician is that it can represent situations involving control. So some of you, there might be a situation where, you know, if you take the wheel and you control it properly, you're going to get the outcome you want. For some of you, the Magician could just represent situations that are karmic. They might be out of your hands. That could be a situation you can't control. So I want to see how all this plays out. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's happening for Pisces, please? What's going on for my good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Wands, that fiery Ace of Wands. What's going on here? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ace of Wands time. What's happening? Why is this Ace of Wands in the mix? Yeah, something's coming in quick. Just like I was saying with the magnetism, now we do have another karmic card, and the karmic energy is moving strong strong here, my friends. The universe is building something up. The universe is setting something up. It's like, you know, when you look at dominoes, how like they all fall, to me, it's like the universe is setting the dominoes up, setting them up, and it's almost time to kick something into motion. So I'm liking what I'm picking up here. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, in the upright, it's grounded, it's patience, it's not really moving. In reverse, it's like, no, no, here we go. Here's the action, here's the movement, here's the momentum. So to me, it's like a spark. It's something explosive. Now, I don't want to say it's action. I mean, of course, it could be explosive action and something that starts quick. So just know things that you undertake now or things that you're putting your energy into now, you could really see them expand by leaps and bounds. I feel like there's something with so much potential. But again, the Seven of Pentacles is also a karmic card of reaping what you sow. So what you put forth, you get back in return. The fact that we have this Magician on the back. Now this, just know the energy that you're putting out into the universe right now is extremely important, extra important. I feel like it's always important, but it's extra important right now because all this karmic energy is swirling, right? So karma could get served up. Now, again, that doesn't have to mean just you. I mean, maybe you have a karmic reward coming your way, but I'm already seeing it that like karma is in play and with whatever situations you're going through. So if there's someone that's really not been doing right, they didn't do right by you, or they're just doing the wrong thing, the universe is taking notes. Like that's just how I'm feeling. But let's keep moving. I like it for the most part because once again, it feels like something like the universe is setting something up and it's about to kick off that explosive action. But at the same time, this karmic energy is strong in the undertones with all the magnetism. So let's keep moving. Let's see what that Ace of Pentacles has. Let's see what that Ace of Pentacles has. Please. Thank you. And it picks up even more steam. So we have the Chariot in the upright underneath this Ace of Pentacles. Again, just like feel, I wish you could feel what I feel right now, my friends. Maybe some of you do. Like the way the energy is just getting vacuumed in by this Magician on the back end. Like this is like hyper attractive type of energy in a good way. The Chariot is either coming or going real quick. There is no slowing the roll. There is no putting your feet on the brakes here. Like this is something, once it's in motion, it's in motion. So I feel for a lot of you, like we could label this whatever we want, like wins, victories, we could name manifestations. It's just energy is getting hoovered down to that Magician for one reason or another. So just, again, I got to give that little nugget. Whatever you are focusing a lot of your energy towards or whatever you kick off in this time, there's strong implications that it's not just going to start off strong, it's going to continue stronger because the Chariot is, I mean, it's the fastest card in the whole entire deck. I was thinking like maybe it's Tower-like, and with the raw power, it is similar to the Tower to me. It's Cancer energy. So I feel for a lot of Pisces, this could be like shocking energy even moving through. And I don't want to use big buzzwords like that. But when we start off here with like a spark plug, a kaboom, then moving into the Ace of Pentacles where it speeds up, for a lot of you, this could be a shocking winner victory, where it's like, okay, this is going way better than I thought, or something's moving way quicker. So just keep that in mind too. Something could move at a much quicker speed or a much quicker pace than you're expecting, but it feels good to me. I'm very optimistic about it. So yeah, talk about complex. It's simple yet complex. Let's keep moving over to the Magician, see what that has to say. So far, I'm liking it. I feel like it's claimable. I really do. So let's see why the Magician's here. To me, that's shocking winner victory because it starts quick and speeds up. And it's just like the Magician's pulling things towards it. I feel like for a lot of Pisces, your magnetism could be off the charts, even if you don't realize it. So let's go in on that Magician. Where's the Magician? Please. Thank you. Yep. Boom. Buck stops here. Buck stops here. All right, so notice how like all the energy, it picks up speed until it gets to that Magician, and it's like, okay, now I got it. And again, I've been feeling this since the first alignment came out, and I felt that Magician just hoovering all this energy towards it, and I feel like that still is the same. Now, I feel, even though the energy is extremely powerful and fast moving, and I did even say shocking for some of you, where something could just like progress by leaps and bounds, I don't feel like it's bad for the vast majority of Pisces. So again, I mean, some of you might be going through some difficult or uncomfortable situations. Life could be very random like that, and you have other placements. But I feel for the most part, and it might sound cliche, that whatever you're going through right now, it's like setting up the next alley-oop. It's setting up the next slam dunk. There's a silver lining to whatever it is you're going through. Now, the Knight of Swords in the upright, it showed up in the reverse for us, but if it was in the upright, that's another fast moving energy. And I'd say, oh, okay, the energy's moving past the Magician. Nope, it showed up in reverse. That's full stop. So it's like just hoovering this energy in. So just know, like, your power of manifestation and attraction. I know I've been talking about it over and over again, but it's showing up here in an extremely powerful way. And the karmic energy is in play too. Okay, and you could take that however you want, whether it is someone getting a karmic reward or someone getting what they deserve. I just feel like karmic energy is in play in one reason or another too. So I like it. I feel for the most part this reading is really, really positive, especially with what we have in the center. Let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, my friends, position number 1, we start off strong. We have the Ace of Wands with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, so starting fast. This is an energy, it's like a spark plug. It's explosive. It's something that kicks it off. And like I said, I feel like the universe is setting something up. It's getting all the dominoes in place before it knocks them over in a positive way. And you have the karmic energy in play. I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. But as we move to the center, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Chariot, the fastest card. So again, it's like shocking win or victory, where it's like, okay, it's speeding up even more, even to the point where you might see so much expansion that's a little nerve-wracking, where it's like, whoa, all right, this is happening real fast. This is happening very, very fast. Onto the back end, we have the Magician with the Ace of the Knight of Swords in reverse here. So when I see that, it's just, I just have to say it again, because I've said it over and over again. If you don't know how to manifest, you should look up different techniques to do so, because your natural magnetism is showing up here in a strong way. So you could really pull so many beautiful things towards you in this time. This energy is claimable, and I would work with it if possible. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's see what's going on here for my Piscean people. What's happening for us? What's in the shadows? Really like this reading. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out here. What do we got for Pisces, please? Thank you. Okay, 9 of Wands. So for some of you, even though I see this energy that is like unencumbered and it's like blasting forward, shockingly fast, we have the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands, showing up in the shadows. So sometimes when this card shows up, it can represent barriers or things that we need to get through. Just know for some Pisces, don't restrict yourself. Don't limit yourself. I mean, shoot high, aim high. I've been seeing that with the water signs this week as well. And when I see the 9 of Wands, it is cautious. It is a careful type of energy. So it could be spirit warning you, like, yeah, Pisces, even though this energy is moving so quick, try to be as cautious as possible. But don't limit yourself. Very important. Now, when I see this card, I do think of someone that's probably been through a lot of things. And they don't want to go through them again. So even though I've been seeing energy that's returning and repeating, I don't feel like you need to repeat the same cycles in this time if you don't want to. But the 9 of Wands is cautious. So I'd say that's the only caution within the whole reading itself, is just, I mean, be as cautious as you can and don't limit yourself. I feel like that's the main takeaway. So yeah, Pisces, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love and I'll see you soon.